Hi everyone, welcome to Avalara Next. Thank you for joining us today. We have an amazing lineup of topics and you are going to love it. Developers are the catalyst for everything we do here at Avalara. The integrations you build help us serve our customers with tax compliance solutions. This is our first developer event and it is an opportunity to learn and share. Learn the tools we are building for you, and share your feedback on how we can make it better. And we have some exciting giveaways towards the end of the event, and you do not want to miss them. My name is Niranjan Vijay-Raghavan. I lead Platform Product Management here at Avalara.
And my name is Hemendra Pal. I lead global engineering teams which build Avalara integrations. We also call these connectors and extractors. Niranjan and I work together to deliver the Avalara integration ecosystem, and we will be your host for this event today. So let me start with a quick lineup of the agenda. We have two great keynote sessions. First one is by Sanjay Parthasarathy, our Chief Product Officer. He will kick off the first segment in few minutes. The second keynote session is by Denny Fields, our Chief Technology Officer, who will open the second segment of the event. We have 5 sessions in the first half, focusing on product features such as how to build sales tax integration, how to enhance it for exemptions and VAT and cross-border, and also e-invoicing integrations, which is becoming very important as more and more countries like Brazil and India and many other countries in Europe are mandating it. We also have 3 terrific sessions in the second half focusing on the technical side of the integrations, such as how to build a highly secure and scalable integration. Redesign Avalara developer portal where you can get information about APIs and API documentation, SDKs, and the sample code. And we also have a session about how to get your connector certified and launched. In the second segment, we also have 3 terrific sessions from our partners sharing their experiences with building integration between Avalara and then their platforms. Our team has carefully crafted the agenda so that after the conference, you can successfully build an integration and launch it. I'm sure you will enjoy these sessions.
So Hemendra, here's the most important question. Are they going to see some code today?
Oh, absolutely, yes. This is a developer conference, and developers and partners are the primary audiences. So most of our sessions will be about coding, code demonstrations, or other technical aspects of the integration. Our intention is to provide developers and our partners enough tools, guidelines, and the best practices so that they can successfully build and publish Avalara integrations for their platforms.
Fantastic. Before we get started, let me give you some quick overview about the virtual platform. On the top, you can see the agenda. In the bottom, you can see your fellow attendees. On the left, there will be a couple of options to engage with us. One, you can post questions directly to the moderator, or you can use the chat feature to post public comments. We are committed to answering all your questions during the session or follow up post-event via email. Also throughout the program, we will provide prompts for feedback. We are very much looking forward to your engagement and your feedback. Now, without further ado, it is my pleasure to invite our Chief Product Officer, Sanjay Parthasarathy. Prior to Avalara, Sanjay was the CEO and founder of Index, an AI-based product information platform. Before Index, he held several executive roles at Microsoft, most recently as the Corporate Vice President for the .NET Developer Platform. Please welcome Sanjay Parthasarathy.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sanjay Parthasarathy, Chief Product Officer at Avalara. And I want to welcome you to Avalara's first virtual developer conference. I hope that you'll enjoy what we have in store for you. And we've got some great stuff. You know, our goal with this event is to engage more deeply with the developer community, to engage more deeply with you all, to learn from you, to learn what you need from a tax compliance platform, to learn from you what you need from a broader platform for compliance. And we want to share our vision and roadmap for our platform and get your input and feedback. We want to dive into the details on how to build on our platform quickly and efficiently. And we want to get your input there as well. You know, 2020 has been a challenging year for all of us. It's been a year of dramatic and difficult change for everyone. But 2020 has also turbocharged e-commerce. E-commerce sales in the US has grown by around 30% from 2019 to 2020. A vast majority of the US population has purchased something online in 2020. Avalara's own transaction data for the US indicates that around 98% of all households bought something online in 2020. Spending in November 2020 was about 28% higher than the same period in 2019. 2020 has accelerated changes that were already happening while adding some new twists and turns and turbocharging, accelerating that change. COVID has acted like a time machine. It's brought 2030 into 2020, says Lauren Padford at Shopify. Microsoft says that they saw 2 years of digital transformation in 2 months. We can all feel the acceleration. So what were these changes that were already in play that have now been accelerated, have been turbocharged in 2020? Here's one. You know, for all practical purposes, there's close to an infinite choice of items to purchase online. Amazon has about 3 billion products listed around the world. eBay, about 2 billion. You know, we estimate there's about 10 billion items for sale online around the world. And more items are being added in 2020 as more people are buying goods and services online. Etsy added about 20 million items during 2020 to finish at about 80 million items at the end of the year. So product catalogs everywhere are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, along with more items comes something for every taste and whim. Let's take face masks. There's face masks of every type and color and design, and that provides both choice and personalization. Etsy's Q2 earnings report says that the company helped sell about 346 million worth of face masks during the pandemic. And that accounts for about 14% of all sales across their sellers on the platform. 4 million people came to Etsy for masks alone, buying nothing else. And 112,000 different sellers made money by selling those masks on Etsy. All because people wanted to personalize their choice of masks. So product catalogs are getting bigger, and there are also more variants of every product because people want items to be personal to them. Now, many of these items online are being made available by international sellers across borders. At Avalara, we saw an increase of about 70% year over year in completed transactions for international companies by US buyers, and during Cyber Week in 2020. The number of top Amazon.com sellers based in China surpassed the number of US sellers in 2020. And since most of them are fulfilled by Amazon, that means that consumers don't even realize that they're buying something cross-border. Cross-border is really accelerating. Products and services are available for purchase through an ever-increasing number of channels, not just marketplaces and e-commerce websites. Items are now available to buy on Instagram, on chat, through paid and organic search, targeted advertising, on streaming devices, on mobile devices, as well as in traditional brick-and-mortar venues. You know, practically speaking, an infinite number of channels are available to shop on. But no matter what the item is or where it's coming from, consumers now expect instant gratification. Last mile delivery services are able to deliver in a few hours, and international goods can be delivered in a couple of days. The desire for instant gratification is so high that people are innovating all over the place. I mean, this patent that Amazon filed for anticipatory shipping speaks to the ever-increasing, accelerating trend for instant gratification, driving companies to predict what will be needed, where and when, and shipping items even before they're ordered. The pandemic has also added a digital dimension to every product and service experience. It's not just schools and business meetings that are digital and online. It's visits to the gym. It's eating out and dining in. It's dating. It's concerts. It's art shows. Everything has a digital aspect to it now. Peloton says connected fitness subscriptions grew over 110% in their fourth quarter. And the Wall Street Journal says that Warner Brothers' decision to release all its movies in 2021 on its HBO Max streaming service at the same time as the theaters signals that the physical component of the movie experience will be smaller in the future. You know, we're likely to not ever go back to the same physical first world we knew before the pandemic. The future of goods and services is going to be a much more even balance of the physical and the digital. Now, Amazon did sales of more than $120,000 per second on Prime Day this year. And it's not just Amazon that's experiencing this increase in volume and velocity of e-commerce. And this acceleration of the velocity and volume of e-commerce means that companies are investing even more in infrastructure and technology. Technology for warehouses, for logistics, air freight, point of sale, billing, compliance. At that volume and velocity of e-commerce sales, manual is just not an option anymore. Automating every part of the value chain of e-commerce is becoming a must. Now, 2020 also shone a bright light on government, our society, even our belief systems. Since the 1980s, there's been a movement to reduce both personal and corporate direct taxes, right? Resulting in large federal, state, and local deficits. Now, government deficits were already accelerating before the pandemic. Governments were already grappling with how to raise more funds through indirect taxes. The EU estimates a potential loss of 164 billion euro in VAT revenue due to the effect of the coronavirus on the European and global economy, and due to poor tax compliance, due to fraud, tax avoidance, bankruptcies, insolvencies, and tax administration. So there's a much, much greater urgency on raising new revenue for the state, for local, and even federal jurisdictions. 2020 has also highlighted the deep-seated challenges with economic inequality, with racial injustice, and with unequal opportunity around the world. This has prompted a greater pressure to increase social spending on things like healthcare, on education, on food insecurity, and other items. And all of this new spending is going to add to the urgency to generate new tax receipts. Everything implies that federal, state, and local governments are going to accelerate new laws and rules to address deficits and the changing needs of society. Now, e-commerce and digital taxes, and indirect taxes more broadly, are likely the first targets. Globally, there's a rush to tax digital services. In 2020, 14 more countries imposed VAT and GST on downloads for the first time, taking the total to 73 countries. In the US, Maryland, Nebraska, New York, and Washington, D.C. have all proposed new taxes on digital advertising services. New indirect taxes will be accompanied by greater enforcement as well. Real-time compliance is another likely outcome of government's need for collecting tax more immediately. E-invoicing and live reporting are getting a lot of attention and play around the world, and we expect that real-time transaction tax in the US is inevitable. Massachusetts is again proposing a real-time transaction tax to reduce the time it takes for the state to be able to use tax proceeds. Now, real-time approval of invoices to reduce tax fraud, tax withholding or split payments at the time of purchase of goods and services are all on the cards. In parallel, we're seeing the acceleration of the digitalization of more of the interactions with government. Whether it's digital signatures or digital powers of attorney or digitized compliance documents or identity verification services, this digitalization is everywhere now, and it's adding to the challenge of keeping track of all of these documents and services. Finally, there's an increased responsibility on businesses to ensure that their ecosystems comply. Not just for paying the right amount of taxes, but also for collecting and remitting those taxes on behalf of their constituents, and to ensure that they comply all along the way. Now, 2020 is making tax compliance and compliance in general a mission-critical service that needs investment and infrastructure and automation as more and more commerce and compliance becomes digital. Now, Avalara's developer mission is to deliver a platform for automating this compliance. A platform that insulates you, the developer community, from the complexity of regulatory and policy changes and the details. A platform that helps businesses adapt to the changes in consumer behavior and preference. A platform that is simple, unified, powerful, extensible, and resilient. At Avalara, our mission has always been to be part of every transaction in the world, to help our customers deal with any transaction tax anywhere. Sales tax, use tax, cross-border taxes, VAT, GST, fuel tax, streaming taxes, beverage taxes, alcohol taxes. Our goal is to help our customers deal with both accounts receivable and accounts payable, and to be able to file returns and reports for all of these multiple tax types. We want to support our customers' end-to-end compliance journey. From the time they ask themselves the question whether they should be paying tax, to calculating their taxes, filing their returns, facilitating payments, and helping with audits. We're building a compliance suite that is analogous to the Office productivity suite. We all know Office. Office has Word for documents, Excel for calculations, PowerPoint for presentation. We're building a compliance suite at Avalara with capabilities for calculation, for returns, for compliance document management, for licenses, for financial services, and for content and insights. And this compliance suite will be built on a platform that is powered by tax and compliance content, with tax rates, rules, and item taxability all built in. The content is continuously collected, updated, structured, so you, developers, don't have to worry about accurate content, about accurate tax calculation, changing compliance requirements. And we want it to be easily accessible and configurable via APIs. A platform that provides real-time calculation as well as offline transaction capability for point-of-sale systems. A platform that aims to make every part of the compliance journey real-time, from calculation to e-invoicing, to live reporting, to split payments, to document management. We want everything to be real-time. And we're building to enterprise scale, to enterprise performance requirements, security requirements, and reliability needs. Danny, our CTO, will share with you later today what we're doing in those areas. And today, you will also learn how to build integrations directly or through connectors and extractors using our API. You'll hear about the framework and tools that make it easy to build integrations and to go deep to extract all the performance that you need. You'll hear about our plans to build a community that delivers the experience and programs that you need. So, thank you all so much for being at Next, and I really hope you enjoy the event. I look forward to Avalara being part of your compliance journey and to have you be a part of our platform journey. Thank you so much.
Wow, those are some staggering numbers, and we all feel the shift. Thank you, Sanjay, for kicking us off. Digital commerce is exploding, and tax compliance is becoming more real-time, more automated. And we want to help you accelerate through this change. Avalara solutions enable tax compliance end-to-end. And we want to make it easy for you to adopt these solutions. Today's sessions are going to show you how to do it. So learn, participate, and reciprocate with feedback. OK, let's dive into the sessions. Kicking us off is Rahul Agarwal from the Connector engineering team. He will show us how easy it is to build a sales tax integration using our APIs, and how our SDKs make it even more simpler. Let's go, Rahul.